Ok, bueno, hola, buenas tardes a todos. Antes que nada, deseo que ustedes, su familia, sus seres queridos estén gozando de buena salud. Hay que seguirnos cuidando y, bueno, haciendo uso de las plataformas, la tecnología y las herramientas que tenemos ahora. Les quiero dar la bienvenida a este curso básico de inglés en línea, en el que estaremos teniendo un acercamiento al idioma inglés desde cero. Yo soy la profesora Jacqueline Rodríguez y voy a estar acompañándolos durante todo este curso. Vamos a comenzar el día de hoy, 22 de marzo, y el curso tiene una duración de 6 semanas en la que estaremos finalizando el día 30 de abril. Las clases están programadas de lunes a viernes en este mismo horario, de 2 a 4 de la tarde, y por esta misma plataforma. Bueno, para entrar en contexto un poquito, estudios afirman que el aprender un nuevo idioma tiene grandes beneficios para el cerebro, pero también puede ayudarnos en nuestro entorno laboral, te abre un nuevo mundo de oportunidades, tanto laborales como de entretenimiento, culturales y también personales, ¿no? Durante la clase estaremos practicando con algunos ejercicios que ustedes van a poder ver en pantalla, que yo les estaré dando. Vamos a tener unos minutos para resolverlos y al final de este tiempo los vamos a revisar entre todos. Yo les voy a mostrar las respuestas para que ustedes puedan comparar, ver si se equivocaron y rectificar. Cuando inicio un curso, lo inicio hablando 50% en español y 50% en inglés o el idioma que esté dando, en este caso inglés. Y para que ustedes se vayan familiarizando también un poco con la pronunciación, con las palabras y que no se les haga muy difícil. Poco a poco vamos a ir aumentando el porcentaje de inglés y reduciendo el porcentaje de español. Pues bueno, voy a comenzar por compartir pantalla para que vayamos iniciando con nuestro primer tema. Ok, ahí me ven. Sí. Listo. Ok, bueno, tenemos aquí English Course, curso básico de inglés en línea. Okay, our first topic will be the subject pronouns. What are those? First of all, what is a pronoun? A pronoun, as we say in Spanish, is a word that avoids repetition in a sentence. El pronombre es una palabra que nos evita repetir algo en cualquier idioma, tanto en español como en inglés, el que sea. Por ejemplo, en español decimos, mi mamá se llama María y mi mamá trabaja como maestra. No lo decimos así usualmente. Decimos, mi mamá se llama María. Ella trabaja como maestra. Ahí utilicé el pronombre ella para evitar repetir mi mamá. Bueno, pues en inglés es lo mismo. We say subject pronouns. Subject, sujeto, pronoun, pronombre. Entonces serían los pronombres sujetos. The subject of a sentence is a person or thing that performs the action of the verb. El sujeto de una oración es la persona o cosa que realiza la acción del verbo. For example, John is happy. John está feliz. So here, our subject, el sujeto is John. Then, in English, the subject pronoun is mandatory in a sentence, as opposed to some other languages where the subject is optional. What does that mean? ¿Qué significa esto? En inglés, el pronombre sujeto es obligatorio en una oración. Diferente de cómo sucede en otros idiomas, donde el sujeto es opcional. For example, we say, you are my best friend. Tú eres mi mejor amigo. But, for example, in Spanish, we say, eres mi mejor amigo. No decimos, tú eres mi mejor amigo. Or yes, but it depends on the context. Depende del contexto. Usualmente solo conjugamos el verbo y ahí viene implícito nuestro sujeto. So, first, the subject of a sentence, let me put it in bold, is a person or thing that performs the action of the verb. Here, our subject is John. And in English, the subject pronoun is mandatory. Okay, we cannot say just are my best friend. No. In English, we have to add the subject pronoun. In this case, our subject pronoun is you. En inglés tenemos que poner el pronombre sujeto siempre. You are my best friend. Tú eres mi mejor amigo. Okay? Let's continue. Okay, we have a table here with equivalences. Tenemos una tabla con las equivalencias de los subject pronouns. For example, the subject pronoun I means yo in Spanish. Then we have you. You means tú or the formal register usted. Then we have he, she, and it. That means he, él, she, ella, it, eso. You, ustedes. Okay, look at this. It's the same. You and you. Then we have we. That means nosotros. And finally, we have they. That means ellos o ellas. No gender. They. Now, here we have an important note. The formal forms of you, las formas formales de you that exist in some other languages do not exist in English. Las formas formales que hay de you en otros idiomas no existen en inglés. ¿Qué significa esto? Que you, aunque lo traducimos como usted, va a depender del contexto. Si estamos en un contexto formal, será usted. Si estamos en un contexto informal, será tú. Pero en inglés no existe esa distinción. Todo depende del contexto. And then we have some images with the subject I, you, we, it, eso, okay, for animals or things or countries. He, she, él, ella, and they. Ellos o ellas. Then we repeat. I, you, we, it, he, she, and they. Now let's go back to this. I've got an audio. Okay, try to repeat after the audio, after we listen to it. Traten de repetir en donde están, si es que pueden hacerlo, después del audio, ¿no? Para que chequen la pronunciación. Let me set the page. Okay, there it goes. I. You.
You.
He.
he,
he,
she,
she,
it,
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 we,
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 you,
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 you. And finally,
they, they.
they. Okay. Now let's check again. I, yo, you, tú o usted, he, él, she, ella, it, eso, you, ustedes, we, nosotros, and they, ellos o ellas. Okay, let's continue. Just repeat after me. The final time. I, you, he, she, it, we, you, and they. Once again. I, you, he, she, it, you, we, they. Now let's move on. Okay, we're going to check our first verb in English, that is the to be verb. I'm sure you know it. Is the verb ser o estar in present simple. Okay, to be means ser o estar in English. Now we have three versions of the to be verb. We have is, or are. How do I know which one do I have to use? ¿Cómo sé cuál usar si tengo tres versiones del to be verb? Tengo am, is, or are. Y todas estas significan ser o estar. Okay. With am, I'm going to use the subject pronoun I. Okay. With am, I'm going to use the subject pronoun I. With is, I'm going to use he, she, or it. Okay, with is, I use he, she, or it. And with am, I use I. And of course, finally, with are, I use you, we, and they. Okay, I repeat it. With am, I use I. With is, I can use he, she, or it. And with are, I can use you, we, or they. That will mean our next part. I'm going to say I am. That means yo soy. I am, yo soy. Then you are. That means tú eres. You are, tú eres. Then we have he is. That means él es. And she is, ella es. It is, eso es. It is. We are, nosotros somos, we are. You are, ustedes son. You are. And they are. Ellos son, ellas son. Okay, I'm going to put it here. You can take a screenshot. That will be fine. He is, él es. And they are, ellos son, ellas son. But as we said, the verb means ser o estar. So it can mean to I am, yo soy o yo estoy. You are, tú eres o tú estás. He is could be él es o él está. And she is, ella es o ella está. It is, eso es o eso está. We are, nosotros somos o nosotros estamos. Or, as we see in Spanish, estamos solamente. You are, ustedes son o ustedes están. They are, ellos son o ellos están. Y ellas son o ellas están. You can take a screenshot at this moment if you want to save this slide. Pueden tomar screenshots si quieren para que puedan salvar esta información o creo que van a tener acceso a los videos. Or if you want to write on your notebooks, it's fine. Now, all of this will be, sorry, let me move this thing here. All of this will be affirmative and will be present simple. Okay, todo esto va a ser afirmativo y va a ser presente simple. Este es nuestro tiempo de conjugación. Simple present or present simple. You can find a lot of names of the tense. Now, as we said, this is affirmative. Yo estoy o yo soy, tú estás o tú eres, él está o él es, ella está o ella es, eso está o eso es, nosotros estamos o nosotros somos, ustedes están o ustedes son, ellos están o ellos son, ellas están o ellas son. I am, you are, he is, she is, it is, we are, you are, they are. Again, I am, you are, he is, she is, it is, we are, you are, and they are. Last one. Repeat after me, please. I am, you are, he is, she is, it is, we are, you are, and they are. That will be our affirmative form in present simple. But we have also another one that is our negative form. Our negative form. That is, I am not. That means yo no soy. You are not. Tú no eres. He is not. Él no es. She is not. Ella no es. It is not. Eso no es. We are not. Nosotros no somos. You are not. Ustedes no son. Plural. And they are not. ellos no son o ellas no son. Now, as we said, it could mean ser o estar. So, I'm gonna leave you this. If you want to take a screenshot, this is a moment. And now I'm gonna change to the next slide. Okay, right here. Now let's modify yo no soy o yo no estoy. Tú no eres o tú no estás. Él no está o ella no está. Eso no es o eso no está. Nosotros no somos o nosotros no estamos. Ustedes no son o ustedes no están. Ellos no son o ellos no están. Y finalmente, ellas no son o ellas no están. Now, as you can see, I just add the negative not. Solo añadí el not. Okay, it's the same subject, verb to be, and the not. Let me show you. I have subject, that is I, then I have our verb to be, am, and finally the negative, that is not. Okay, this is how I do the negative form. Esa es la manera de hacer el negativo. Okay, tan fácil como eso. I am, yo soy o yo estoy. I am not, yo no estoy o yo no soy. And it's the same for all. You are not, he is not, she is not, it is not, we are not, and you are not. And finally, they are not. Okay, then. Yes. Okay, as we have in Spanish, contractions. Contractions of the to be verb. We use contractions or the short forms in everyday speech and informal writing. For example, in Spanish, we have some examples of contractions. For example, we say, vengo del banco. Okay, decimos vengo del banco. No decimos vengo de el banco. Ahí hicimos una contracción. Decimos voy al banco. Voy al banco. Al banco. No digo voy a el banco. Okay, we have the same contractions in English. For example, here, the short forms, we can also call them the short forms. We use them in everyday speech and informal writing. Las usamos en el inglés que usamos para hablar diariamente y para escribir informal. For example, a text message with your friends or with your family, un mensaje de texto. Okay, that will be informal writing. And contractions are usually not appropriate in formal writing. usualmente no son apropiadas para escribir formal. For example, an email to your boss, un email para tu jefe, ¿ok? No sería apropiado usarlas. And in that cases we use the full forms. En esos casos usamos las formas completas que son am, is, or are. Okay, let's check some examples of contractions. The first, I'm. That will be the contraction of I am. Okay, we use an apostrophe between the letter I and the letter M. Usamos un apóstrofe entre la I y la M y de esa manera formamos la contracción. Y el sonido también cambia. We say I am, the full form, and the contraction I'm. 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 Okay, let's move. We have the contractions of is. He is. It transforms to his. She is. She's. It is. It's. Okay, it modifies a lot the pronunciation. His, she's, and its. Full form, he is, she is, it is. Contraction, his, she's, its. Then with are, have your, we're, and their. Your, we're, and their. Full form, you are, we are, they are. Contraction, your, we're, their. All of them. I'm, his, she's, its, your, we're, their. Full form, I am, he is, she is, it is, you are, we are, they are. Contraction, I'm, his, she's, its, your, we're, their. Or last time, I'm, his, she's, its, your, we're, their. Okay, we use is for singulars. Usamos is para los singulares. Él, ella, eso, and are for plurals. Tú o ustedes, in this case ustedes, we, nosotros, and they, ellos o ellas. Okay, that will be our contractions in present simple of the to be verb, am, is, and are. I'm, his, she's, its, your, we're, their. Their, we're, your, its, she's, his, and I'm. Also, we have negative form in the contracted version. Contractions of present simple in negative. For am, we're going to say I'm not. Once again, we just add the not. I'm not. That will be our negative form in present simple. For is, we have he isn't, she isn't, and it isn't. He isn't, she isn't, and it isn't. That will be the contraction of he is not, she is not, and it is not. Okay, you remember? Finally, the contracted version of are in negative form. You aren't, we aren't, and they aren't. Let's check them all. I'm not, he isn't, she isn't, it isn't, you aren't, we aren't, they aren't. Once again, I'm not, he isn't, she isn't, it isn't, you aren't, we aren't, they aren't. Okay, let's continue. Also, we have another form to contract in negative form. I'm not. That will be the same always. I'm not and I'm not. But we can contract is, as we did he is. We contract his and we add the not. He's not. We say also she's not. It's not. You're not. We're not. And they are not. Okay, that will mean the same. Él no es o él no está. Ella no es o ella no está. Eso no es o eso no está. But here we're contracting like this. He isn't. And here he's not. She isn't. She's not. It isn't or it's not. With are, you aren't or you're not. We aren't or we are not. And we aren't or they're not. This is the most common one and this is the one that we're going to use. Okay, vamos a estar usando más. Esta es la más común. He isn't, she isn't, it isn't, I'm not. I'm not is always I'm not. I'm not siempre va a ser I'm not. Okay, we cannot contract in some other way. And are, you aren't, we aren't, they aren't. But this is just more information. Now, how do we use them in a sentence, for example? Okay, for positive sentences, we can say, I am a teacher. That will be the full form. I am a teacher. Yo soy maestro. And the contraction form, I'm a teacher. I am a teacher. I'm a teacher. Notice that the sound changes. I am a teacher. I'm a teacher. Then, you are a good friend. You're a good friend. You are a good friend. Full form. Contraction, you're a good friend. You are a good friend. You're a good friend. And that will mean, tú eres un buen amigo. O tú eres una buena amiga. O usted es un buen amigo. Okay? It depends on the context. Siempre va a depender del contexto. Then, he is my brother, or the contraction, he's my brother. Él es mi hermano. He is my brother. He's my brother. Then, she is Mexican, or the contraction, she's Mexican. Full form, she is Mexican. Contraction, she's Mexican. Ella es mexicana, and ella es mexicana, but the contracted form. Then we have it is sunny, or it's sunny. It is sunny, or it's sunny. Está soleado, okay? It is sunny, it's sunny, the contraction. It's, it is. It changes a little bit. Then, we are sisters, or the contraction, we're sisters. And that will mean, somos hermanas. O, nosotras somos hermanas. Okay, we are sisters, And the contraction, we are sisters. And our last pronoun, they. They are from Spain, or they are from Spain. They are from Spain, or they are from Spain. Ellos son de España, o ellos son de España. Okay, that will be the same meaning, but in different forms. Now, look at this. I am a teacher. Yo soy. You are. Tú eres. He is my brother. She is. Ella es. Él es. Ella es. It is. Here we are using the to be verb as estar. Está soleado. We are sisters. Somos. Y ellos son de España. Now, what I told you. You is the same when we talk to one person or two or more people. You va a ser lo mismo cuando hablamos hacia una persona o de una persona, like this. You are a good friend, or you are a good friend, okay? But we can also use a plural. You're good friends. Tú eres un buen amigo, or ustedes son buenos amigos. You're a good friend, you're good friends. Okay, you es el único pronombre que lo vamos a poder usar tanto en singulares como en plurales. ¿Cómo sabemos si nos referimos a una persona con el contexto? Good friend, uno. Good friends, letter S at the end, that means plural. Buenos amigos. Okay. Now we have also negative forms. I am not a teacher, or the contraction, I'm not a teacher. I am not a teacher, or the contraction, I'm not a teacher. No soy maestro, no soy maestro. Next, you are not a good friend, or the contraction, you aren't a good friend. You are not a good friend, or you aren't a good friend. Tú no eres un buen amigo. Then, he is not my brother. He isn't my brother. He is not my brother, the contraction, he isn't my brother. Let me add the my here. He is not my brother, he isn't my brother. Él no es mi hermano. Then, she is not Mexican. She isn't Mexican. Ella no es mexicana. She is not Mexican. She isn't Mexican. It is not sunny, or it isn't sunny. It is not sunny, or it isn't sunny. No está soleado. Then, we are not sisters, or the contraction, we aren't sisters. No somos hermanas. We are not sisters. The contraction, we aren't sisters. And then they are not from Spain, or they aren't from Spain. And then again, you're not a good friend. Tú no eres un buen amigo, or you aren't good friends. Ustedes no son buenos amigos. Okay, the same thing with you. It can refer to one or two or more people. Puede referirse a una o a dos o más personas. You're not a good friend. Tú no eres un buen amigo, singular. Or you aren't good friends, plural. Ustedes no son buenos amigos. Now, let me add another one to modify this. Okay, for I'm not will be always the same, but we can say you're not a good friend. We can also say he's not my brother. He's not Mexican. We can have it's not sunny. We're not sisters. And they are not from Spain. Okay, now let's have a little bit of practice. Okay, here it says let's practice. Write the correct form of be, could be am, is, or are in these sentences. Let's check. I'm gonna give you like 5 minutes to read the text, read the sentences, and try to identify which pronoun do we use here. Which form of the verb be we use here. For example, the first, we, very happy. We just have to pay attention to the pronoun, to the subject pronoun. Okay, solamente tenemos que poner atención a cuál es el sujeto de la oración. We, very happy. So here the subject is we. We is our subject here. So what do we use with we? My brother. My brother will be a he, right? So in this case, our subject is my brother. My sisters, plural, sisters. They, okay? Luis and John. Then again, a they, a plural, right? I, very easy. She, what do we use with she? Which form? Is, or are. New York. What is New York? A person or a thing. So we use it. With New York, we use it. And also is a singular. And finally, my cats. In this case, we have a plural. So we have to use the one that we use for plurals. Okay, plurals. My cats. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes starting now to identify, and then we check the answers together, okay? Okay, time. Let's check. Our first sentence, it says, we. Let me erase the screen. Okay, like this. Perfect. Then it says, we very happy. So what do we use with we? Which form? Am, is, or are? Of course, we use are. So we are very happy. Okay. Then number 2, my brother. My brother is a he. So with he, we use is. My brother is a taxi driver. Mi hermano es un chofer de taxi. Okay. Number 3, my sisters, not old. My sisters. We have a plural there. They are not old. Okay, all of them are full forms. Louis and John, we have a plural there. They are friends. Okay, they are friends. Number 5, I, not a good leader. I am not a good leader. Number 6, my sisters are not old. The meaning, right? I forgot. Mis hermanas no están grandes. Okay, no están grandes o no son grandes. Then, Luis and John are friends. Luis y John son amigos or friends. Number 5, I am not a good leader. Yo no soy un buen líder. Number 6, she. What do we use with she? We use is, right? She is at school today. Ella está en la escuela hoy. Number 7, New York, a big city. New York is an it. So with it, we use is, right? New York is a big city. And the number 8, my cats. My cats is a plural, they. So we say my cats are hungry. Ella está en la escuela hoy. New York es una gran ciudad. Y mis gatos están hambrientos. Mis gatos, they are hungry. Okay, for animals, for example, if we just have one animal, we use it. Si solo tengo un animal, vamos a usar it. Pero si tengo más de uno, will be a they. My cats, they. So we use are for plurals. Okay, then we have done here the full forms, right? We are. My brother is. My sisters are. Louise and John are. I am. She is. New York is. And my cats are. All of them are full forms, but we have also the contractions. Let's say together the sentences, okay? Try to repeat after me, wherever you are. We are very happy. We are very happy. Repeat after me, please. My brother is a taxi driver. My brother is a taxi driver. My sisters are not old. My sisters are not old. Louise and John are friends. Louise and John are friends. I am not a good leader. I am not a good leader. She is at school today. She is at school today. Number 7, New York is a big city. New York is a big city. And the last one, my cats are hungry. My cats are hungry. Okay, now in this other one, we're going to use the contractions. I'm gonna lend you 4 minutes because you have already heard the answers, so you just have to contract the verb to be. All of them are affirmative, so there's no problem. We are, okay, I'm gonna give you just 3 minutes, okay, to complete these gaps. Voy a darles 3 minutos para que completen los espacios. You can take a screenshot or you can write down on your notebooks the answers, okay? Pueden tomar screenshots si quieren o pueden utilizar una libreta para anotar las respuestas, or if you have some other methods, it's fine. Okay, I'm gonna give you 3 minutes starting now. Okay, it's time. So let's check. We're going to start by here. Number 1, our contraction will be we're, right? We're very happy. Number 2, my brother, a taxi driver. We used is, so our contraction will be My brother's a taxi driver. My brother's a taxi driver. Okay, number 3. My sisters. In this case, we're going to use are. I'm going to tell you why at the end. Okay, my sisters are not old. It is not possible to use the contraction there. Louis and John, then again, are. Okay. Number 5. I'm not a good leader. I'm not a good leader. Number 6. We use she is at school today, so the contraction will be she's at school today. Then, number 7, New York. In this case, it is possible to use the apostrophe S. New York's a big city. And our last one, my cats are hungry. Okay, an important note here. Sorry. Okay, this is our important note. We can use the contraction of is after one name, but we don't use apostrophe R after two names. That's the reason why we cannot say Louis and John are friends. Not possible. In this case, we have two names, so we use the full form, are. Louis and John are friends. But here, for example, I said my brothers. It is possible to use the contraction of is. And also here, my cats are hungry. We cannot say my cats are hungry. No. We have to use the full form there. It's a grammar rule. New York's a big city. Possible. It is possible to use the contraction of is. Also here, my sisters. We cannot say my sisters are not old like this. Not possible. My sisters are not old. Okay. En Spanish, podemos usar la contracción de is después de un nombre, pero no la podemos usar la contracción de are después de dos nombres. ¿Ok? Is sí es posible, por ejemplo, en New York's, en my brothers. ¿Ok? Es posible usar la contracción de is, pero en are no es posible usar la contracción cuando ya tenemos un sujeto aquí. My cats are. Si aquí tuviera un they're hungry. It is possible to use the contraction. They're. A they're sí puedo usar la contracción, pero my cats, no. Here also. Louis and John are friends. If I had their friends. In that case, yes, it is possible to use the contractions. My sisters are not old. they're not old. Okay, that will be the sentence. They're not old. But I don't have a they, I have my sister. So I use the full form of are. Okay, that's just an important note. I'm gonna put it in bold, and if you can take and screenshot, it will be useful. Okay. Cool. Let's continue. Okay, now here we have another exercise. It says complete the sentences with the correct positive or negative form of be and use contractions if possible. Ok, complete las oraciones con la manera correcta positiva o negativa. Aquí tengo los signos que me indican si es una oración positiva o si es una oración negativa. Con la forma negativa o positiva correcta del verbo be y use contracciones si es posible. ¿Ok? Ya vimos en dónde no es posible usar contracciones y ya vimos en dónde sí. Entonces, traten de identificar el tipo de sujeto que tenemos. For example, my parents. We have a plural there. Mis papás, my parents. The first, we know the subject, we. She, I, he, it. Lena and Tom. Lena and Tom. They. Okay. My city, it. This is a thing, so we use it. My name, it is also an it. My parents, they. And the last one, you. So please try to complete these gaps. I'm gonna lend you 8 minutes. Okay, 8 minutes to complete and identify if you have to use contractions or not and the correct form. Positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, etc. Okay, please. I'm gonna give you 8 minutes starting now. Okay, it's time. So let's check. Okay, restart. The first one is positive, and we can use the contraction. So we're going to say we are or we're at a park. Okay, estamos en un parque. Number 2, she Chinese. So we need to use a negative form. And we can use contractions too. So it will be she isn't Chinese. That means ella no es china. Then number 3, we need a positive one, and it is possible to use contractions. So I'm from California. Yo soy de California. Okay, number 4, he at home. We need a negative one, and it is possible to use contractions. So it will be she isn't at home. Okay, number 5, it a big hotel. We need a positive one, and it is possible to use a contraction, so it will be it's a big hotel. Cool. Number 6, we need a positive one, but we have 2 names there, so it is not possible to use the contraction. We are going to use the full form, that is are. Lana and Tom are friends. Okay, tenemos 2 nombres ahí, por lo tanto no es posible usar la contracción, así que vamos a tener la forma completa, que es Lena and Tom are friends. Y Lena y Tom son amigos. Then we need a positive one, my city, but in this case it's just one, so it is possible to use contractions. My city is beautiful. Okay, my city is beautiful. Number 8, hi, my name Sandra, and we need a positive one. And it's my name, so that means that it's an it. So yes, it is possible to use the contraction of is. My name's Sandra. Okay, my name's Sandra. And number 9, my parents at the office. We need a negative. So no problem. We're going to say my parents aren't at the office. Okay, mis papás no están en la oficina. Number 10, we need a positive one. So you, very nice. Okay, it is possible to use the contraction, so it will be you're very nice. Tú eres muy agradable. O usted es muy agradable. Okay, depends on the context. It could be also ustedes son muy agradables. Now, if you want to take a screenshot, this is the moment. Si quieren tomar un screenshot, este es el momento. Okay, let's change the slide. Okay, let's talk about a little bit of the to be verb. The to be verb, that means ser o estar, is a verb used to describe something or someone in English. Okay, it can be used to say different things according to the context. Always the context is the key. El verbo to be es un verbo usado para describir algo o a alguien. En inglés puede ser usado para decir diferentes cosas de acuerdo al contexto. ¿Okay? El contexto siempre va a ser la clave. Then, however, the most common use of the to be verb is to talk about names, age, feelings, nationalities, and professions, especially when talking in the present tense. Okay, however, sin embargo, El uso más común del verbo to be va a ser para hablar de nombres, de edades, de sentimientos, de nacionalidades y de profesiones o trabajos, especialmente cuando se habla en presente. Okay, I'm going to put it here, the meaning, names, nombres, age, edad, feelings, sentimientos, nationalities, and professions. Okay, especially when talking in the present tense, especialmente cuando hablamos en presente. For example, here we say, I am 27 years old. Okay, I am 27 years old. If we translate it, I don't think it does make sense. Si lo traducimos, no tendría mucho sentido. Diría, yo soy o yo estoy 27 años de edad. Okay? But in English, we use it to be verb to express our age. En inglés utilizamos el verbo to be para expresar nuestra edad. Tenemos el verbo tener, que es have, but it is incorrect to say I have 27 years old. Es incorrecto decir I have 27 years old. Okay, so to express our age or the age of someone else, we're going to use the to be verb. I am or he is 27 years old or they are 27 years old. Okay. Then, here we have some examples of that. If you want to take a screenshot, this is the moment. I'm gonna wait 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I changed. The verb to be. For names, for example, the first, she's Sheila or she is Sheila. Okay, I am Jacqueline or the contracted form, I'm Jacqueline when speaking, right? I'm Jacqueline. For age, he is 6 years old. Okay, he is 6 years old. For feelings, Lauren and Sandra are happy. Lauren and Sandra are happy. Lauren and Sandra están felices. Okay, happy feeling. Nationalities, we're from Thailand or we are from Thailand. Somos de Tailandia o we can use the contracted form, we are, right, when speaking. Or he is Japanese, él es japonés. De nacionalidades o del país de donde somos originarios, Thailand. Or in this case, Japanese is the nationality, he comes from Japan. And for professions, you aren't a painter, you're a singer. Okay, tú no eres pintor, eres cantante, for example, right? You aren't a painter, contracted form, and negative. You are a singer. Or we can use the contraction, you're a singer. So those are some examples of how we can use the to be verb, right? Names. I am Jacqueline. I am Jacqueline. For age. He is 6 years old. I am 27 years old. Or the contracted form, I'm 27 years old. Then for feelings, Lauren and Sandra are happy. Or they are happy. Okay, this is a feeling. Nationalities. We are from Thailand. We mentioned the country. Or he is Japanese, we mentioned the nationality. And for professions, you aren't a painter, you're a singer. Tú no eres pintor, tú eres cantante. Okay, painter. That will be the profession, and singer, cantante. Okay, now let's move on. Okay, if you want to take a screenshot, this is the moment. I'm gonna wait 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I changed the slide. Okay, here, sentences with the verb to be in simple present. We have just seen the affirmative and the negative form, but also we have an interrogative form, okay, to make questions, para hacer preguntas. We're going to start by the affirmative, okay? We start with the subject. This is a person who performs the action. Then we have the verb to be. It could be am, is, or are. And it depends on the subject, right? And then we have the complement or the rest of the sentence. Some examples for I and am. I am Mexican, or I'm from Mexico. Okay, we can say I'm Mexican or I'm from Mexico. If we want to mention the country, we use this form, and if we want to mention the nationality, this one. Let me use the pen. Okay. Then we have the uses for is. He is Korean, or he's from Korea. Okay, his or he is. And for are, they are New Zealanders, or they're from New Zealand. If I want to mention the country, we use this form, from, and if I want to mention the nationality, this other one. Okay, we can use contractions too here. We can say they're New Zealanders. It is fine too. It's just for the example. Okay, the negative forms. We start by the subject again, then we have the verb to be plus the negative. Okay, we can use the contraction or the full form. And then we have the complement or the rest. That would mean I am not Canadian, or I'm not from Canada. Okay, then she's not Japanese, she's not from Japan, and she isn't Japanese. Here we have the three forms of the negative form of is not. Okay, and then here are. We are not Australians, we are not from Australia, and we aren't Australians. Okay, then again, the three forms. Full form and the two contractions. Full form and the two contractions. But what happens with the interrogative? We have to start for interrogative forms with the verb to be. Okay, a diferencia de la afirmación y la negación, en la interrogación tenemos que empezar por el verbo to be. Después tenemos el subject o el sujeto y después el complemento de la oración. En este caso son nacionalidades o países, y al final tenemos el question mark, que viene siendo el signo de interrogación. In English, we use just the final one. Okay, solo usamos en inglés el último, no tenemos este no existe. Okay, so just the final one. So we start with the verb to be, then we have the subject, then we have the complement or the rest, and at the end, a question mark. We're going to say, am I American? Am I American? Soy americano. Am I? Okay. For is, we start with the verb to be, always. Is the panda from China? Is the panda from China? Okay, then here I have the subject. It could be a subject pronoun or another kind of subject. Puede ser un pronombre o otro tipo de sujeto, like this, the panda. Or like this, is it Asian? Es asiático? Is it Asian? Who? The panda. Okay, but it's an animal, so we have to use it. And are you European? Are you European? Okay, ¿eres europeo? O ¿son europeos ustedes? Okay, that will be our form to make questions with the verb to be. Very short questions, right? So if you want to take a screenshot, let me erase all the lines. And this is going to be the moment. Let me erase everything. Okay. Now, 5 seconds, please, to take the screenshot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, then. Just to finish this, I'm going to speak in Spanish to explain you this. Okay, los viernes van a tener un formulario para resolver, que este sí va a tener una ponderación. Entonces, las 5 preguntas que ustedes ven aquí van a ser las que vienen en ese formulario. Dice, choose the correct forms of the verb be. Elige las formas correctas del verbo to be, right? So, we have 3 options for each. Tenemos 3 opciones para cada una y todas son contracciones. Así que solamente tienen que recordar lo que acabamos de ver. ¿Cuál es la forma del verbo to be que usamos para I, para they, para he, para we, and in this case we have another subject, roam. Roam, we can use an it, right? Podemos usarlo con un it y entonces la forma correcta del verb be para it es, okay, so that will be all for today. Eso sería todo por hoy. Thank you very, very much. I see you tomorrow at the same hour. Y vayan anotando estas preguntas. De todas maneras, van a venir en el formulario del viernes para que las puedan resolver. ¿Ok? Un gusto y un placer estar con ustedes y muchísimas gracias. ¿Ok? Goodbye. Thank you all.